Hello, welcome to the Jason Millennial. My name is Jason. I'm here in my basement in the great state of Kansas, and I'm doing this impromptu live stream. It's past 10 o'clock at night here in Kansas, so it's pretty late live stream, but I've been busy all day. And my good friend Jacob Martin was doing a live stream, so I didn't want to do a live stream while he was doing his. So kind of waiting for him to finish his. And I don't know. I just kind of got the idea of wanting to show off my vinyl collection, which is not absolutely huge. Obviously, I started collecting vinyl about a year ago because of all my friends that I've met in the vinyl community, and just absolutely love their vinyl collections. I don't expect myself to have a big vinyl collection like a lot of them. I also have CDs. I've been buying CDs as well, and I'm trying to get as many albums as I can, and have some kind of collection that I can show off. And so it's a mild collection. Maybe I got 30 some vinyls at the moment. Obviously, kind of expensive, so it's hard to, uh, you know, buy too many at one time for me. But I do like to get them. Every month I try to buy some. I do have some other vinyl that's coming for my birthday. My birthday is July 1st, so a week and a half or so. I don't know. It's gonna be my birthday, and I'm gonna have a big live stream on July 1st. I'm turning 40 years old, and I did buy some vinyl that I'm gonna showcase on my birthday. So this is all my vinyl I have besides the ones that's coming in. Anyways, I just want to show what I've got here. I know Garrett from Soundload Studios. He's been asking me to do a video showing my vinyl that I have. Like I said, I mean, not the most impressive vinyl collection, but I do think it's somewhat unique. I do have some stuff in here that I don't see other people collect. So I do like to collect other things besides. You got the classic rock music, of course. We all love that. Anybody that collects vinyl, I feel like mostly likes that 60s, 70s rock period. Yeah, that's the golden age of vinyl collecting, I would say. And then into the 80s as well. And then we get to the 90s, it gets a little bit harder because I don't think they make as much vinyl. It's more easier to find the CDs. But I do have stuff from each decade, it feels like, from the 60s on to even the current decade. I have an album from vinyl from there. I got rock, I got pop, I got folk, I do love folk rock, whatever, I do love a lot of different genres like that. Also, I have some soundtrack music in here. I even have some country vinyl, which I'm not even a country guy, but I do have a couple of country vinyls in here. Also, like comedy albums. I've been, I don't I only have two right now, but I definitely want to get more like stamp specials and different comedy albums. I kind of enjoy myself. Um, yeah, so I got a couple different things I don't think other people have, which I like to showcase here. Christmas, I love Christmas albums. I have some Christmas vinyl as well, and I try to do this in alphabetical order. I'm sitting right next to my record player here, and I got all my records here. That's why I'm in here. So alphabetically, I first go with the Beach Boys' "Sounds of Summer," the very best of the Beach Boys, I should say. Got this at Walmart. It's one of the first vinyls actually I got when I started collecting last year. Of course, if you like the Beach Boys, I'm a big fan of the Beach Boys. That '60s summer sound, and it's summer, so it's a really great album. Maybe the best album you can have during the summer to play. It has that great, just that surf sound, whatever surf rock sound. It makes you feel like you're in California, even though I'm in Kansas. And getting to hang out on the beaches and all that. But yeah, definitely it's a must if you like the Beach Boys. It has pretty much all their big hits on it. And there you open it up and it's got all it's two discs. So yeah, side A, side B, side C, side D, whatever. Side A, absolutely fantastic. You got all the really big hits here from the early period. Like I said, they're really fun. I describe the Beach Boys as really fun music. Like California Girls, I Get Around, Surfing Safari, Surfing USA, Fun Fun Fun, Surfer Girl, yeah, all amazing. Side B, more stuff like In My Room, and then you get into Pet Sounds with God Only Knows, Sloop John B, and then you have to go to Side C to get it. Wouldn't it be nice? Now, to admit, Side C and Side D, I'm not as. I think the first disc I really love. I love the earlier stuff up to Pet Sounds. Pretty much after Pet Sounds, the music I don't think is nearly as good. And so I have to admit, I'm not as big a fan of the early, or the later stuff of the Beach Boys, which may be sacrilegious because if you're a big Beach Boys fan, maybe you love all of it. But yeah, anyways, but still, great. Glad I got this in my vinyl collection. Got some all the Beach Boys I can handle. Speaking of Beach Boys, this is if you own anything from the Beach Boys, you got to get this album. I think my favorite Beach Boys album, Pet Sounds. There, I mean, what can you say? It's one of the greatest albums of all time. It's always number two on Rolling Stone's 500 top 500 albums. Uh, the last two times it's number two. It's never moved from the two spot. So pretty huge. I mean, talking about 500 best albums. There's the back there. No gatefold, unfortunately, but I mean, yeah, like I said, from the other one, love God Only Knows, my favorite Beach Boys song of all time on here. And then Sloop John B, Wouldn't Be Nice, and Caroline No, four absolutely amazing songs from here. Definitely one you have to get, I think. That's one I was like, I have to get that on vinyl. And then we get to my favorite band of all time, the Beatles. And we start with Please Please Me. I kind of love this whole Please Please Me with Love Me Do and 12 other songs. And that classic, them looking over the rail there, but great opener for them. With I Just Saw Her Standing There, love Please Please Me, and then some good cover songs like Baby It's You, Twist and Shout is the best cover song of all time. So yeah, solid starter there for the Beatles. Let's see. Oop. Then I have A Hard Day's Night. I don't have with the Beatles, as you can tell. I'm missing that one in my collection. I want to get all the Beatles albums on vinyl. That's one of my goals. I got like four more to do. But yeah, another really great Beatles record, of course, and also a kind of soundtrack to the movie as well. Of course, the UK version's all songs. The US version had the also the soundtrack music to it, which is interesting. But this is obviously the one you want to get, the UK version. Again, of course, Hard Day's Night, great opener. Should have known better. Great. If I Fell and I Love Her, my two favorite songs on here. Absolutely great album. And we got Help. Again, I'm missing Beatles for Sale, another album I need to get at some point, but Help, absolutely amazing. Another soundtrack to the movie Help. Yeah, absolutely love this. Has my favorite song Yesterday on it. But I mean, Help, the opener is amazing. You got Ticket to Ride, great, one of their great rock songs. And then they get into more of Bob Dylan-ish, type folk music, a bit of folk rock style with them. You got Hide Your Love Away, amazing writing, of course. Yeah, really great. One of my favorite albums of all time right there. Oh. Then another, I mean, every Beatle album, every one is like my greatest of all time. I mean, you go Help to Rubber Soul, absolutely amazing. Change their sound a little bit, a little more hard rock and roll music, I think. Still got a little bit of that folk rock style to them as well. I think a heavy influence, like I said, from Bob Dylan and from the Byrds and all that, anyways. But yeah, again, one of my favorite albums of all time. Norwegian Wood, Nowhere Man. Um, and then one of my favorite of all time, In My Life. Absolutely love that song. Then we go to Revolver, the very next album after Rubber Soul, and we're coming into 1966 with the Beatles. Yeah, what can you say? Another absolute banger of a album. Again, I don't want to give too much away because I'm still doing my top 100 favorite albums, but let's just say it's pretty high on my list. One of my favorite, of course, it's my favorite Beatles album. I've already done that. I already did a video on my favorite albums, so you know how high it's gonna be on my list. Every song's absolutely amazing. Again, dealing more with psychedelic rock with this album. Great opener, Taxman. Eleanor Rigby is probably my favorite song on the album. I'm Only Sleeping. It's got some psychedelic backwards guitar in there. Here, There, and Everywhere, like the best love song they've ever written. Of course, Yellow Submarine, kind of a fun kid song there. But then great rock songs like She Said, She Said, and Your Bird Can Sing, absolutely amazing. I Want to Tell You, yeah. And then Tomorrow Never Knows, one probably the best psychedelic rock song of all time, right there. Hey, I got one person. Hey, Brian. Yeah, I didn't know if anybody would be watching this late at night. Just decided I wanted to do something today. Hope you're doing good, Briar. Hope you're enjoying seeing some of my collection here. And this is actually one of the last ones I've bought for the Beatles is Magical Mystery Tour. Great. A lot of people don't like this cover. I actually kind of enjoy this cover. It's really fun. Um, hey, Trying No Shark. Cool. Hey, how's it going? Showing off some vinyl here. This is one of the few ones actually the gatefold. Most of my Beatles, actually, I think this might be the only Beatles one I have that's like a gatefold in there. But yeah, of course, another soundtrack to the movie Magical Mystery Tour. I won't say it's a very good movie. It's not one I visit hardly ever. Though the I'm Walrus section is amazing. Love that. Full and Hill, really great section as well in the movie. Interesting back is just kind of again we're really into psychedelic here. Again, I'm missing Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I really need to get that album. That's obviously a really big one I'm missing in my album collecting. But yeah, we're definitely really into the psychedelic era there. And it comes with this book, really cool. Has a lot of cool pictures in it. So really cool. I love this, getting this vinyl here. Then we go with everybody's favorite, Abbey Road. I would say my all-time favorite cover. I absolutely love this cover. It's simple, but yet so iconic. Four Beatles walking across Abbey Roads. Um, and I have a picture in the other room with me walking across Abbey Roads when I was in London back in 2015. But yeah, I mean, what can you say? It's the last one that they recorded, but 1969, but not the last album that came out. But I mean, great opener, Come Together. Something is one of my favorite Beatles songs of all time. And then Here Comes the Sun, another absolute great. George comes up with his two best songs of all time here on the last record, basically, with those two. And then you got the big medley at the end to end it. Pretty good ending to the greatest band of all time. Though I do got one more album from them, which is Let It Be. Let's see, Briar. Doing good. It's weird not seeing you in the basement in these live streams. Yeah, I'm in the basement. I'm in another section, in my main section of the basement with the TV and a computer, and I got my record player here, my CD player, and yeah, something a little different. Of course, there's Let It Be, the last one to come out, 1970. I think underrated album. Absolutely love this album. I mean, what can you say about an album that has Let It Be on it and Long and Winding Road? I mean, you got again two of my favorite Beatles songs of all time. You get those two songs on there. It's I mean, you're talking about one of the greatest albums just because of those two. But I mean, you still got like Two of Us on there, Across the Universe, absolutely amazing. Um, Get Back is a great rock song. There's a couple clunkers in here. I think that's what hurts the album. But the really good songs are so strong that it's okay for me. I mean, it erases the clunker songs on there. Let's see, Abbey Road, the only Beatles album with 5 Beatles on the cover. 5 of them, okay. Who's the fifth one? All right, here's a different one. I don't think anybody else. I've never seen anybody have this vinyl before, so I think at least that I've seen. So I got a Garth Brooks. I got two of them. Here's the first one. The Chase is this one. Um, I love this cover actually. It's probably my favorite Garth Brooks cover. I love the black and white shirt and the white hat with the black and white um, background. I don't know. I really kind of enjoy it. It's all black and white everywhere. Simple, but I absolutely love it. Hey Garrett. Yeah, I was showing off my collection. I know you wanted to see it. Um, oh, the VW Beetle. Yeah, yeah. There is one in the background. Um, but yeah, funny thing about Garth Brooks. I was a big Brooks fan when I was a kid. Before even I was a Beatles fan, I was a Garth Brooks fan because my older sister was a Garth Brooks fan. So I kind of followed her lead in there. Anyways, and we used to have these on CD. My dad got all these like early Garth Brooks albums on CD, so I used to listen to this quite a bit as a kid on CD, like I said. And I saw this at Walmart for like $10 early on when I was just now starting to collect vinyl, and I was like, $10, I'll get a Garth Brooks album because I'm such a fan. And you can't hear stuff on Spotify, so the only way I can listen to him basically is to get his actual albums, which is kind of sad, but that's okay. I'll go get his albums. I guess collect it. And I got never thought I'd get a Garth Brooks vinyl, but since I saw it at Walmart, I was like, man, such a good deal. I would say I'm not like a huge fan of the album itself because I'm not a country music fan. So there's some really good songs on here. It opens up with "We Shall Be Free," really great song. "Somewhere Other Than the Night," really great song off of here. Every Now and Then, actually really good. That Summer, yeah, one of my favorite Garth Brooks songs of all time. So yeah, there's still 4 or 5 really good songs on here. The other ones are a little too country-ish, I guess. I'm not as big a fan of, I would say. Oops. Yeah, the fifth is a Volkswagen Beetle. Yeah, there's a fifth one. I never heard that before. I gotta now remember that. 5 Beatles on Abbey Roads. Get Fleming. You look oddly familiar. Were you guys together recently? Okay, now I'm on the right channel. Okay. That's sad. Genius Marketing. Do I have any Steely Dan yet? No, I don't have any Steely Dan yet. Uh, can't Buy a Thrill. Definitely my favorite Steely Dan album. I'd love to get that on vinyl for sure. I do like Pretzel Logic as well. I think it's funny. I don't like their later stuff. Everybody like. I love. Most people love Aja. I wasn't a big fan of Aja, and also the World Scam. I wasn't a big fan of. I like their first couple or first and third album. I like Steely Dan, but here's another Garth Brooks album. Like I said, No Fences is this one. Um, I don't like the cover quite as much. It's a little greenish. I feel like every single my wife is a big country music fan, and she has a bunch of country music CDs. And I swear, every single country music album is just a picture of the artists, in some in a field or whatever, uh, in front of a truck. I don't know. Uh, yeah, and Garth Brooks. Every single Garth Brooks album is just him with this cowboy hat and some kind of Western shirt and some kind of color scheme, and that's all they do. They don't really go. They don't really do a lot of like out there type albums I've seen. Maybe there's some out there, but most country music albums I see is just a picture of the band or the artist. But that's the way it goes. Again, I'm not like a huge fan. It's not one I put on a lot. The very first song, "The Thunder Rolls," really good song. And what I love is that it opens up with a sound of thunder. And first time I put this on the vinyl, and it started the thunder sound on the vinyl. I thought it was really thundering outside. I was like, is it thundering outside? Like, and then I realized, oh no, that's the song "Thunder Rolls." I was like, man, that was such a good sound effect. It made me think it really thundering. But yeah, great song. Love that Garth Brooks song. Two of a Kind, "Working a Full House," pretty good song from him. "Friends in Low Places" is on here. That's arguably one of his biggest songs of all time. Really fun sing along song. "Unanswered Prayers," really great song. Really good writing there. But yeah, so there's still good really good songs on there. Yeah, you want me to give World Scam a few more listens? Okay, yeah, everybody says you need to listen to Aja more or whatever. So I don't know, maybe I'll get around to it. Garrett will be familiar with this album, Cosmos Factory, Clarence Clearwater Revival there, because Garrett gave me this one. This is one that Garrett sent me. Very nice of him. He sent me a couple vinyls I got, and this is one of them. One maybe I don't know if this is the first one he gave me. He sent over to me because we were talking about Korean Clearwater Revival. Um, we did a whole ranking all of the albums anyway. Uh, so yeah, this is definitely my favorite uh, Korean's Clearwater Revival album. Uh, if you know, it's like, I mean, it's got so many songs that are like on their greatest hits. I mean, it's like a greatest hits album. I mean, with a traveling band, looking out my back door, run through the jungle, up around the bend, who will stop the rain, I heard through the grapevine, and long as you see the light. I mean, so many really good songs on here. No, I do not have any zombie albums. Would love to get Odyssey and the Oracle, of course, is kind of the main one. I mean, in fact, it's like almost the only one. I mean, they have a first album, and I guess they have some U.S. albums. I don't know. I don't know much about them. That might be good. One of your favorite albums, awesome. Probably talking about Cosmos Factory. Next one is one of my favorite Christmas albums here. I don't know how many people. I know Breyer showcases some Christmas CDs that he has. Um, yeah, that's the only one you need is Odyssey and Oracle, right? Really good album. But yeah, Kelly Clarkson's Wrapped in Red. Man, Kelly Clarkson, I mean, she's more of a pop star, but man, she can sing. She is one of the best voices I've ever heard. I need to listen to more music. In fact, she has an album coming out this month if it hasn't come out already that I want to check out. I've heard some of her earlier stuff as well, and there's a lot of great stuff. I need to go through her discography and see if I like anything there. Yeah, because she's absolutely amazing. But yeah, I love this album. Great cover as well of Kelly Clarkson there. Um, Wrapped in Red's a great original Christmas song. Underneath the Tree, great song. But then you got those are some originals that are on here. But then you got all kinds of stuff, you know, Have Yourself a Merry Christmas, Please Come Home for Christmas, Every Christmas, Baby It's Cold Outside, Blue Christmas, White Christmas, a lot of different Christmases here. My Favorite Things, Silent Night. I mean, just amazing voice, really amazing songs. Like I said, Wrapped in Red, Underneath the Tree, two that are now on I have a Christmas playlist on my Spotify, and those two are on there. Absolutely love those two songs. Some of my favorite Christmas songs now. And I love the vinyl itself. It's red, as it's called, Wrapped in Red. So I love vinyl that has color to it. Inner sleeve is pretty nice. Got some nice pictures of Kelly Clarkson there and all the songs there. Yeah, I really love this vinyl. Definitely one I played a lot during Christmas time. I think Briar's correcting me here. Oh, you got Celine Dion. Okay, I knew you had Celine Dion. I couldn't remember if you had anything else. So maybe I'm the. Let's see. Do you have some Garrett? Let's see, I only have two Christmas albums. Okay, Bing Crosby's. I don't have that one. I would love to have Bing Crosby's Merry Christmas. I see it at Walmart all the time, so I might get that at some point. Oh, and the Beach Boys. Okay, yeah, that was a fairly popular Christmas album, I believe. They've got some hit songs that they have on the radio. Okay, so I probably have the most Christmas albums out of everybody, as I can tell, because I do have a couple other ones. Um, I do love Christmas music. This was one I bought actually pretty recently. Jim Croce, Life and Times. There's the man himself, Jim Croce. I bought this at a place called Vintage Stock that sold used kind of old records, and so got really good deal on it. Here's the inner sleeve there, pictures of him and all that. Yeah, love Jim Croce, one of my favorite artists of all time. Uh, my sister. Oops, there's sound. That's Jim Croce. Yeah. Why stream so late? I don't know. I worked last night, so I slept all day. I mowed the lawn when I woke up, and that took me a little bit because it was hot outside. Um, and then I came in, took a shower, ate dinner, and then then I was going to do it, but then my friend Jacob Martin was doing a live stream, so I didn't want to do it while he was doing his live stream. So I waited till he was done, and yeah, so now I'm doing it just for fun because I don't know, why not? See, I love you. Don't mess around with Jim. Oh, yeah, that's an album that I need to get. In fact, yeah, that's an album I'll be getting here pretty soon. Definitely my favorite Jim Croce album, but this is still a really good Jim Croce album. With One Less Footsteps, great opener. Dreaming Again, Alabama Rain, really good. See, Next Time, This Time, Bad Bad Leroy Brown is kind of the most well-known song maybe off here. Yeah, It Doesn't Have to Be That Way. Yeah, still excellent album. Jim Croce, Laughing Times. And I'm gonna get some Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young here. Yeah, died too early. Yeah, he's probably only like 30 or something like that, or in his 30s. He died in a plane wreck, maybe. Yeah, terrible. He only made like 3 really big albums, and then died. So I mean, it's crazy how much good music we got just out of the 3 albums that he made. Here I got Crosby, Stills, and Nash so far. This is a photo I think done by Joni Mitchell, because Joni Mitchell's name's down here. So of course Joni Mitchell is a huge. She was dating Graham Nash, for a while, and so she was definitely really close friends with the group, as well as she wrote the song Woodstock, which would be a hit for the band. Anyways, but yeah, this is a greatest kind of hits. Somewhat, I mean, it's basically like the really early Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young stuff, basically off the first 2 albums, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. But man, these are really amazing songs. Absolutely love this album. It's not that many songs really. There's a lot more great songs that aren't on here, but you got Deja Vu, Helplessly Hoping, Wooden Ships, Teach Your Children, Ohio, Woodstock, Our House, Helpless, Guinevere, and Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. Great closer to the album. But yeah, if you like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, this is a good one to get just before you buy an album. Maybe it's not a bad one to get, and it's a clear vinyl, so it's kind of interesting. Kind of all white clear. And I got this at Walmart. I found this at Walmart. I find that most of the ones I found at Walmart are kind of the ones that have a colored vinyl that aren't just black and just the normal black. I don't know if that's just if that's a Walmart thing. So I kind of like getting stuff at Walmart because I do love getting that colored vinyl and watching it as it spins. I don't know about you guys. I love collecting vinyl because of the artwork on the front, and I love the gatefolds. Love the gatefolds; those are so cool. Love when they have stuff that you can pull out, and then I love colored vinyl. It is really fun to look at. Let's see. Wow, I also had to mow the lawn today. Lucky it was done in the morning because it got warm. Yeah, it was pretty warm today, but it was definitely needed to be done. Yep, Helpless Hope, Briar's favorite song. That's Briar, yeah. It's an in joke because Briar doesn't care for that song. It's one of my favorite songs of all time, Helplessly Hope, and just amazing harmonies are just absolutely out of this world. Great acoustic guitar work on there. I see your red record. I want to paint it black. Yeah, good old Rolling Stones reference there. Then we go to my favorite Crosby, Stills, Nash album, their very first one, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, in 1969. Classic them, the 3 there, sitting in front of someone's house there, looking out the window. Got a good gatefold of the 3 guys. Pretty cool. Also, we just lost Mr. Crosby there last year. We talked about this album on Garrett's channel, SoundLab Studios. I kind of suggested it because I'm a big fan of this album. Love this album, one of my favorite of all time. And so it was cool that I got to discuss it with the other 3, Briar, Nick, and Garrett. And they seem to like it too. So I'm glad to see we all kind of enjoy this album. Let's try to pull it out. I don't think I have anything. I don't think it's colored or anything. But anyways, love this album. It opens with Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. their best song of all time, one of my favorite songs of all time. I mean, one of the great openers too. The open it was this 7-minute epic, "Sweet Judy Blue Eyes." Absolutely amazing harmonies. Like I said, "Helplessly Hoping" is on here. Hey, I got Rob. Hey, Rob, how you doing? Good to see you guys, man. You guys are up late, like me. I don't have to go to work, so that's why I'm just hanging out. Let's see if I can pull out. Yeah, so you got Marrakesh Express, really great song off of here. Guinevere, I really like. I know the other guys on the channel that I was with didn't care for that song. I really like Guinevere, but You Don't Have to Cry is great. Wooden Ships, one of my favorite out of the group. Long Time Gone, yeah. I say every song really, really good on here, and two of my favorite songs of all time on here with "Sweet Judy Blue Eyes" and "Helplessly Hoping." So I mean, yeah, absolutely killer album. And then if you like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, you have to have this album, "Deja Vu." They're kind of a picture of the group there with the dog, kind of old like Civil War style. Nothing on the back, but I do like the texture of this. That's kind of a cool brown texture to it. See, it's a gatefold, so you get pictures of the band there. I like that. You got a good old picture of Crosby there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely amazing album. You got to have this album. I know Nick, one of my friends, Nick. He's because I started talking about Crosby, Stills, and Nash. He started listening to this album, and it's now in his top 10 favorite albums of all time. So he's a huge fan. I love this album as well, but Nick really loves this album. So thanks, I guess, somewhat thanks to me, really talking about how much I love the band. It's funny, I don't see anything about like what songs are on here. No, okay, it's on the inside. It's kind of weird. You have to look on the inside, but I mean, it's got so many great hits from Teach Your Children, Deja Vu is on here. I believe Helpless is on here from Neil Young, really good Neil Young song as well. I believe Our House is on here. Let's see, Almost Cut My Hair, pretty good. It's kind of hard to read the Woodstock's on here. Yeah, Our House, yeah, great song. Deja Vu's great song, yeah. Man, yeah, really great album. Great harmonies. I love the harmonies of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Let's see what we got here. Crosby, and Sometimes Why, yeah. I don't know if Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Deja Vu's only like really good album from that group. Crosby, Stills, and Nash will go on to make two other albums that I think are still pretty good, not nearly as good as the first album. CSN is one, and then there's another one that I still love to get. But Young, I don't feel like he adds. I mean, he's great. I don't know if he adds that much to the group, to be honest. I mean, he had like "Helpless" and "Ohio" were some really good songs. He had the group, but that's about it. I feel like he could come and go with the group. I mean, he obviously has a great voice. I mean, I say great. His voice does very well with the group, and he's a great guitar player. So he does add that to the group. But even if he's not there, I think Crosby, Stills, Nash is great even without him. He really Stills is like the genius as far as music I think goes. He's just a music genius, great guitar player, plays piano, bass, all that. And then Nash, I think, is a really good songwriter and a really good singer. And Crosby, he's really good at harmonizing with the other two, I think. And so they fit really good together as a trio, I think. Let's see. That's the new official name of the band. Yeah, exactly. Ohio is great. Crosby, Stills, Nash Young song. But so stay. I don't know. I have nothing against Ohio, but Stills and Young loved playing guitar with each other. Yeah, that was crazy because those are two absolutely amazing guitar players on one band. I mean, I saw Crosby, Stills, Nash live back in 2005, I think it was, in Wichita at the Coliseum, and they sounded great back then. I mean, back in 2005, so you're talking 18 years ago when I saw them in concert, and it was a great concert. Hey, Rodney. Hey, what's up? I heard this horribly bad take recently from someone who said Taylor Swift was as popular as Michael Jackson. Yeah, that is a take. She's obviously very popular, and she sold tons and tons of albums. Uh, like Michael Jackson, I suppose. I don't know. It's hard to compare the two. Obviously, different genres and different time periods, and all that. I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan, so I can't really comment uh, on her stuff. And uh, Michael Jackson, I'm not really a big Michael Jackson fan either, but he obviously made one of the biggest records of all time, Thriller. Um, but I'm sure most people would not like that comparison. Seems still somehow became the bar for good guitar playing in my album reviews. Yeah, he is a great guitar player. When I saw him live, he was just shredding solo after solo. It was crazy. I heard Taylor Swift was the new Eddie Van Halen. Interesting takes. All right, another Christmas album. This is one Briar has on CD, I know, and I got it on vinyl. And that's Celine's These Are Special Times. Another great album cover there by Celine. And she is, I mean, she's whatever you want to say. If you're not a pop fan or whatever, I know some people might be like, not a Celine Dion fan if you're more of a rock fan. I don't know. Man, she has an amazing voice. I think um, you have to accept that that she was one of the greatest singers from Canada. I mean, I put her and Adele as like my two favorite female singers. Both just know how to belt it so amazingly, and she hits these incredible notes. And yeah, and this is probably my favorite. I think I put this as my favorite Christmas album of all time because she has such an amazing voice. Um, kind of inner sleeve there. Um, Unfortunately, I know she's got something and she can't sing. She can't do concerts anymore, which is really sad. Um, she's having some health issues. Let's see. Her "Oh Holy Night," one of the greatest. "Oh Holy Night" is probably my favorite Christmas song. I love Josh Groban's version of it. I love all kinds. I mean, it's one of the best songs if you want to really belt it out. Celine Dion definitely has one of the best versions of "Oh Holy Night." It opens up the album. Um, but yeah, so many great stuff. Like "Don't Save It All for Christmas Day" is great. "Another Year Has Gone By" is the original, really, really great song. It's one of my favorite Celine Dion songs, to be honest, on here. Um, but yeah, "The Magic of Christmas Day" is great. Christmas song. "The Prayer" is not really so much. It's a duet with Andre Bocelli. Really great. I mean, two really amazing singers. I don't know if that's really a Christmas song, but we'll accept it on here. I mean, there's two discs or two vinyls on here. But These Are Special Times. The title track is really good on here as well. He has really good Happy Xmas or Happy Christmas, War Is Over, the John Lennon song. Really good version of that song. Of course, she can belt it out a little bit more than John Lennon. I love John Lennon's version, but she does an amazing job on that song. And you got Feliz Navidad, I'm Your Angel with R. Kelly. Interesting pick there. But anyways, she just amazing singer. Um, I don't have any other albums. I just have this Christmas album, but this Christmas album is so good. I have absolutely recommend. If you're gonna get a Christmas album, get Celine Dion's "These Are Special Times," which I know Briar has it on CD. Let's see, I'm a little bit behind here. Let's see, Rob, check out Steven Still's solo work. I think you'd like it. I have video of some of his songs on my channel. Yeah, I know he did some solo stuff. I love when I saw Crosby, Stills Nash in concert. Sorry, I hit my thing here. When I saw him in concert, he sang "Love the One You're With," which I believe is one of Still's solo works after Crosby, Stills Nash, and that's a really good song. I love that song. It's a real fun one. And I know he did stuff with Manasseh or something like that. So I should check out some of his solo stuff. Rob has a really good Rob Scur channel. Rob Scur Music has a great channel where he talks about bands or artists that aren't like a little more obscure, I guess, as the channel says. So he kind of helps it's cool channels so you can discover like some artists that you might not know about, aren't as famous. See, my favorite Canadian singer is Geddy Lee. Okay, don't know that. Oh, that's Rush, isn't it? Is that what you're saying? The Rush lead singer who's a bass player. See, Karen Carpenter has the best voice ever, in my opinion. Yeah, Carpenter, really great vocal. I think she has more of like maybe an alto voice, while Celine Dion has more of a tenor, or I mean, not tenor, a soprano voice where she really hits high notes, while Karen has, yeah, great tone and, yeah, really great voice. Rodney, I was listening to Celine Dion recently and realized she uses so many orchestral instruments in her songs. Yeah, she does. Especially these Christmas stuff. Definitely has a lot of orchestra music in it, and it's just not done as much anymore. Yeah, definitely. She has a big. I used to have somebody used to have a CD of hers in my family. It was a big one in the '90s, like around '97 or '98, somewhere around there. I think called like In Pieces or something like that. And I've fallen to pieces. Huge album. It has a couple really good songs on it. One I need to check out again, maybe and get it at some point. Um, or if anybody has any Celine Dion recommendations, I'll take it. I'd say Celine was a very early childhood crush. She's not bad looking, I will admit, like her earlier stuff especially. And yeah, I don't fault you there. Um, I had a crush on Phoebe in the Magic School Bus. Yeah, I used to watch Magic School Bus. I don't remember who Phoebe is. Is that the teacher? Probably. Yeah, we all had crushes, and we on those shows. I'm sorry, but Celine should not be singing Feliz Navidad. Yeah, Feliz Navidad's okay song. The one version, the maybe the person who originated it, pretty fun. I'm not like a huge fan of the song, but the original's pretty fun. I would say the song she did with R. Kelly is one I skip. Yeah, it's a weird one because it's I'm Your Angel. It's not really a Christmas song. It's interesting. She puts a lot of songs on here that I don't know if I would say like Ave Maria is on here. I don't know if that's a Christmas song. I don't know, but it's kind of religious, so I guess it works. But yeah, R. Kelly, that's one, yeah, a little strange there. For a moment, I thought there was an earthquake. Yeah, yeah. I kicked my stand here. It went kind of crazy. Yeah. Earthquake, get out. Let's see. Jose Feliciano should be singing Feliz Navidad, but not every breath you take. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good song. Every breath you take. Uh Third Ring Child. Hey, how are you doing? Okay. Glam metal, black metal, thrash metal guitarist. I don't have any of that in my collection. I know Breyer probably knows more about that kind of music. They made a terrible Celine Dion biopic last year called Celine. Yeah, I didn't see it. I knew they made one, but it's not very good. You're saying, Rodney? So I don't need to check it out. I do love her music, though. It's like, I mean, I love her singing voice, so I'd love to check more of her stuff out. Yeah, see, Breyer, you're speaking my language. Yeah, Breyer's more into that death metal. I don't have any of that in my collection. I have Celine Dion, as you can see. This next album is another one that Garrett got me. One of the first ones he got me, probably, and this is ELO, Out of the Blue. There, cool. It's got that cool spaceship there. Um, let's see. I think if you put it all out, and you got the whole ELO logo spaceship thing. Really cool. It's a double album to this there. Yeah, really, again, really nice of Garrett to get this. I love this. A lot of starry themes here on this album, but yeah, a great, another great gatefold there. I love that. Really awesome gatefold inside the spaceship there. Yeah, Garrett, this is Garrett's favorite album. Probably Breyer's favorite album. It seems like a lot of people's favorite album. It's my second favorite ELO album. My favorite is whole a new world record, I believe is what it's called. I love that album. I don't have it. I need to get that on vinyl as well. But we did a whole ELO uh, 10 favorite songs on my channel with Garrett and Briar and was an Adam from What the Gym. Yeah, we did our top 10 anyway. So I was glad I got this. I mean, obviously, very nice of Garrett to give me this. Yeah, really fun album. It's almost like a rock album. A lot of really cool instrumental stuff in here. Uh, Very first song, Turn to Stone, is actually my favorite song on here. I really love that song. One of my favorite top 10 favorite ELO songs. Um, the big ones, let's see, because the Standing in the Rain, Big Wheel, Summer and Lightning, and Mr. Blue Sky. Those 4 songs in a row. It's um, kind of the highlight of the album, I think, for a lot of people. Mr. Blue Sky, yeah, really fun song. Definitely their most well-known song probably on here, but those 4 songs in a row, really fun, really great. Summer Lightning, yeah, really great. Sweet as the Night, love that song. Yeah, really good. Jeff Lynne. I know someone said something about Led Zeppelin. I will get to some Led Zeppelin here before too long. Let's see. No Black Sabbath. No, I don't have any Black Sabbath. I haven't really got into them. That's definitely a band I need to at some point. Yeah, start getting into and seeing what I think. Yeah, I don't know if they're quite my style. I'll have to see once if I listen to them. I mean, I've heard some Black Sabbath songs I like. Iron Man, I think, was Paranoid. War Pigs, I think, are some of the big ones that I enjoy some of that stuff. So, yeah, who knows? I'll have to check out Black Sabbath at some point. So Rodney, my brother won't stop going on about St. Elmo's Fire. Um, St. Elmo's Fire, is that a show? That sounds familiar. Or is that a song? Am I missing something? Uh, Bar would totally buy a Thomas Tank Engine metal album called Chugga Choo Choo. Tales from the Sodor. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting when Briar reacts to that one. I love the idea of Thomas Tank Engine metal album. Yeah, Garrett's been so nice to me. As Rob Skur, Rob gave me some CDs as well. I mean, very nice. I appreciate you guys, sending me stuff as I'm trying to, get a decent collection going here. Oh yeah, closest I have to Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin, yeah, maybe the hardest stuff I have. I do have Zeppelin. I do have 2 Zeppelin albums I'll be getting to, so don't frown. Yeah, see, I have some Zeppelin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll get to some Led Zeppelin here. Yeah, I do like Led Zeppelin. What do we call Led Zeppelin? That's not quite heavy metal, but hard rock, I guess, music. Um, then I got a soundtrack. This I bought recently. My favorite movie, Fiddler on the Roof. I got the soundtrack from the motion picture there. Again, I don't see too many people with soundtrack music in their vinyl collection, so I do like that I have some of that here that I can showcase and go, hey, I got this. And I do love good soundtrack, especially I love musicals, so I do love getting a musical soundtrack of vinyl. And this is another one I found at Vintage Stock in Kansas City that has again uh, old records for pretty cheap. But yeah, love this musical. Great gatefold there with Tevye and uh, the fiddler. Um, if you don't know, I mean, yeah, great movie with Topol playing Tevye. Topol just died this last year. This is his role. I mean, he played this in London. He played this on Broadway. He sang this in Israel. I mean, he was in the movie. I mean, he totally owns the role. Absolutely amazing job. So much good stuff from Tradition, Matchmaker. If I Were a Rich Man, I mean, that's a really fun song. Everybody probably knows that one. Miracle Miracle is really good love song. Sunrise Sunset, beautiful, beautiful wedding song. Uh, Do You Love Me? It's kind of a funny song, but really good, kind of sweet song. Far From the Home I Love, heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking song. And then Havila Ballet Sequence, another heartbreaking song. If you know the movie, then you know it's a heartbreaker. Yeah, so yeah, great. John Williams did the score, absolutely amazing. Okay, whoops. All right, let's see. Yeah, more hard rock. Yeah, metal. Who would be metal? I don't know if I have if I have any interest in a lot of metal, personally. Let's see, I want the Star Wars soundtrack eventually. Yeah, I have Star Wars on CD actually, but not on vinyl. But it'd be cool to have vinyl. I feel like I've looked it up. I don't know if it's very expensive. Yeah, Rob Screw has it. Yeah, yeah, Rob Screw has the soundtrack. He bought that. It seems like not that long ago. I remember, and it was a pretty cool looking soundtrack. But I knew when it was released. Oh, so yeah, you bought it when it actually came out back in '77 or '78 around there. Yeah, I wasn't alive quite yet at that point, unfortunately. So I have to buy the reissues, I guess. Oh, here's Briar. Well, Thomas is made of metal. So we got the metal Thomas tank engine. Love it. I want to hear a metal cover of that theme song. I'm sure somebody could do it, or someone has done it. Maybe Briar could whip out the bass and do something with it. I'm not sure. Yeah, someone might have done it. That'd be great. Briar, you have to look that up. Go from Fiddler on the Roof to Jesus Christ Superstar. Probably my favorite rock opera of all time, by Andrew Lloyd Webber, of course, who did so many great musicals like Phantom of the Opera and Cats. Well, Cats not so good, but it's somewhat famous. Anyways, this is the other one I bought from Vintage Stock, along with Fiddler on the Roof and Life and Times. So again, it's kind of an older record, bought for a really good price. So it's a little run down, but that's fine. There's a gatefold, but there's nothing. It's just brown. So don't get a whole lot there. But uh, yeah, Ian Gillan, great vocals there as Jesus Christ. If you haven't seen it, man, I saw this. I seen the in Wichita. They did the musical at a music theater or whatever, and I saw it when I was in high school. Loved the loved watching it on stage. It was really fun. They did it on TV with John Legend playing Jesus, Sarah Bareilles playing Mary, Alice Cooper played what's his name, King Herod. It was a great performance. But yeah, it was a pretty big performance they did live on TV. So that's a good version if you want to see it. There's a movie version of this, and I don't think it's that good. I don't really like the movie Jesus Christ Superstar. Though I like the music. It was directed by Norman Jewison, who directed Fiddler on the Roof, my favorite movie, and he directed this movie. A great music, but yet he doesn't quite nail it on this like he does in Fiddler on the Roof. He did a much better job directing that movie. This is a little too much experimental, I would say, 70s experimental type stuff there. I don't have any of the song listings I can see, so but yeah, really good. If you haven't listened to rock opera, check out Jesus Christ Superstar. Really good vocal work on there. All right. Oh boy. A little out of order here. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Garrett learning Kashmir. That's cool. From Led Zeppelin. Yeah, that's a great guitar riff on there. One of the greatest. Rob Screw, my favorite. Cool. So you're like a Jesus Christ Superstar, I'm guessing. Let's see. I think Dennis DeYoung of Styx played Herod in the 90s. Okay. Let's see, my sister Abby. I like the live TV version of Jesus Christ Superstar. Okay, so you saw that with John Legend. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good version of it. I would say. And that was cool that they did that because they did it on Easter maybe or something like that. I remember I saw it. Yeah. And I was like, that's cool because it's not as well known as some other musicals or whatever you want to call it. Not as known as Les Miserables or Grease or Phantom of the Opera or whatever. So it's cool that they picked Jesus Christ Superstar because it's a really good musical. A lot of great scenes from that. You got the CD and vinyl, so you got both. Okay, plus the soundtrack to the movie on CD recently. Yeah, I knew you had it. Jesus Christ Superstar, you got that as well. We got it around the same time. I think you got first, and then I got it as well. You win, Briar, as my sister says. Yeah, Briar's the man. He's got like almost 1,000 CDs right now. It's crazy. Yeah, so if you want Led Zeppelin, here's Led Zeppelin. I have Led Zeppelin 2. Yeah, absolutely have to get this. I didn't realize this. I don't know if I was Garrett or somebody or Nick showed this, and I didn't realize you do this and you see the whole blimp. Because when I look at this, I'm like, I don't understand what this background is. And then I didn't realize you open it up and, oh, it's a blimp. That's their big thing, the Led Zeppelin blimp thing. I don't quite get what's going on here. If that's, I'm guessing that's a band. Looks like Jimmy Page there. Looks like a biker gang for some reason. Another great gatefold. There's the blimp again, golden blimp thing. Yeah, love gatefolds. I always have to look. I think it's just a black vinyl there. Yeah, this is my second favorite Led Zeppelin album. Gosh, it doesn't have the. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Whole Lot of Love. I mean, maybe the best opener of any album. I love that song when it starts with the. It's like, oh my god, it just gets you going. Such a great riff, and What Is and What Never Should Be, great song. Heartbreaker, the opener of the second part, really good song. Living Loving Maid, She's Just a Woman, another big hit there. Ramble On, yeah, some really great rock songs there. Led Zeppelin 2. Let's see. I'm surprised at how low the album ranked in their discography. I guess that shows how strong their albums are. I see so many people that have. It's funny. My two favorite albums are Led Zeppelin. I mean, Led Zeppelin is 2 and 4, which I have 4 here. This is Led Zeppelin 4. Doesn't really have a name, but we call it Led Zeppelin 4, I guess. Interesting cover there. Some guy with sticks on his back. Somewhat iconic there. And then there's a picture of a. Oops. Let's see. Statue there. Some kind of drawing. Anyways, love this album. One of the greatest rock albums of all time, for sure. I think, where's the listing there? I just didn't get the listing here. Yeah, for me, 4 and 2 is by far my favorite Led Zeppelin. I know Garrett from Sound Lab Studios is going through all the albums. It's been a while since I've listened to the other albums, so I have to go back and listen to the other Led Zeppelin albums, of course, and try to, at some point and compare them again. But these are always by far my favorite too. I think it has most of their big hits on it. Maybe that's why I'm more of a big hit guy, maybe. And some other people love the more hidden gems in there. But again, I need to listen to them. I'm sure I'll pick up and be like, oh, this is a really great album. I need to get this one as well. I know Glenn Kellaway from The Basement just did a Led Zeppelin ranking. And it's funny, he had 2 or 4. One of them pretty low on his list. I was kind of surprised. But I think he said he liked more of the obscure music or something of Led Zeppelin, not their big hits or something. I don't know. So I was kind of surprised. Seems like I see people though that'll have 2 and 4 low on their list, and I'm like, why? I bet Nick. I think did Nick do a Led Zeppelin ranking? I feel like he put them pretty low on his list or something, and I'm just shocked. I'm like, I don't know, but that's Nick. Nick, he just did a Pink Floyd ranking, and he put The Wall really low, I think, on his list or something. And I was like, wow, that's pretty low. So I don't know. Maybe I'm one of those guys that likes the hits, so I pick the albums that have the big hits on them. And I think 2 and 4 definitely have the big ones. I know you got Led Zeppelin 1 and 3. Houses of Holy, I think, is pretty popular. And then that's Pink Floyd. I can't remember. I forget the names of the albums, but I know there's some other ones that are people. Yeah, that people really like. But for me, it's always 2 and 4. But yeah, 4, love 4. Black Dog, amazing song. One of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs to begin the album. The Rock and Roll is really great. And then Stairway to Heaven, one of my favorite songs of all time. My favorite non-Beatles song, I would say, of all time. Stairway to Heaven. Absolutely epic song. Um, People say it's played too much, but I don't care. I still love it. Um, uh, I can play that song as many times as I want, and I still love the song "Stairway to Heaven." Misty Mountain Hop, really great opener for the second side. And then Going to California, a song I'm sure is near and dear to Briar's heart there. But yeah, Going to California, love that song. More acoustic guitar in there. Love Plant's vocals there. And then When the Levee Breaks, another great rock song to end it. But yeah, love Led Zeppelin 4. Okay, I got that through. Let's see, what do I see here? Four is your second favorite. Okay, good. Yeah. I don't know how you don't put four, somewhere at the top of your list. I mean, Stairway to Heaven. I know everybody's like, oh, Stairway to Heaven's been played too much. It's like, it's still an amazing song. I don't care how much it's been played. I guess you can call it the Runes album. Yeah, because it has the four symbols, I think. I don't know why they didn't put a name on it. If I remember right, they didn't put a name on it. But we call it Led Zeppelin 4, I think. So that's kind of the unofficial name of it. Just like, right, I think I'm right on that. Kind of like the Beatles. The White Album's not really the White Album. It's actually the Beatles, but we call it the White Album. And we all accept that. Briar. The Guy with Sticks album. Yeah, there's a name for you. I don't know why there's a guy with sticks on his back. Each of those symbols is either Norse or Celtic tune that symbolizes a member of the band. They each pick like which I'm not crazy about. It seems kind of paganistic, so satanic kind of kind of symbolism or something. So I'm not crazy about the symbols, but yeah, they each picked a symbol on there. Nick has four last. Yeah, I was thinking Nick has it pretty low if I remember right. It's like what? President's is absolutely the worst though. Okay, oh, that's an album I'm guessing. And then Into the Outdoors, one of the last ones I think. I think Glenn Kellaway had that last on his rankings. Into the Outdoor, whatever. But yeah, so those are my two Led Zeppelin albums I have so far. I don't know if I'll get any more. We'll see. All right, then we get to Joni Mitchell. Hey, thank you, Rob. Have a good night. It's getting pretty late over there. It's a little 10 after 11 here in Kansas, so it's after midnight for you. So yeah, thank you for commenting. I appreciate that. Got Blue. If I didn't say it already, but Joni Mitchell. Love this cover. I mean, it's just a simple like photo of Joni Mitchell's face, but I love this blue. Blue is my favorite color. If you watch my channel, I wear a lot of blue. I wear red and blue mostly. But anyways, love that color on there and just plain old blue. But man, I love that color blue. It's all throughout the whole thing. Of course, there's not much on the gatefold there, just the lyrics and all that. But even the slip cover came with this blue like slip cover, so I love that. I think that's all. Yeah. But yeah, this is one I kind of discovered a couple years ago. I didn't really know any Joni Mitchell music, and I heard Blue was like her most well or considered her best album, and so I checked it out, and I was like floored how good it was. I was like, wow, like I'm loving like every song on here. So this is definitely one that like went from I had no idea anything about this album to being pretty high up on my list of my top 100 favorite albums already. I say high. I know it's like in the top 50, maybe top 40 probably on my list. Um, and I don't know if there's any big hits off here necessarily, except for River, I think. I feel like that's maybe the best. I mean, that's my favorite song off here. I absolutely love that song. Um, it's almost a Christmas song. I've heard it on some Christmas albums. Some people have put it on their Christmas album as well because it does have a Christmas theme to it. But River is a really great. I think it's her best vocal work on any album or on any song. Is River, but yeah, River is really great. I don't know if that was a big hit or not. I can't. I'm not as familiar with Joni Mitchell's big hits or whatever. Um, but you got stuff like California again, Briar, a good song for you. But that's a good one. California, Carrie is a really good song. um, A Case of You. Yeah. Overall, just one really solid song after another. Good acoustic guitar playing by Joni Mitchell. Good vocal work by her. If you like, yeah, more of that folk music, that's it's a good album. All right, let's see. Yeah, Joni, my second favorite female singer, possibly my favorite Canadian singer. Yeah, she's also Canadian. Well, Celine Dion's my favorite Canadian singer then, because she's also Canadian. But yeah, is your favorite Maria Takayachi, which is a Japanese pop singer that Briar is a fan of and has several of her CDs. Maybe she's my third favorite. Okay, yeah. Here's a non-musical record that I have that I've showcased before. And this is a comedy album, The Button Down Mind of Bob Newhart. I like this. The most celebrated new comedian since Attila. Kind of funny there. And there's a very young. I've never seen Bob Hope young. I've always seen him kind of middle aged to old, so it's interesting there. But this came out in 1961. So this was an early, huge stand up comedy kind of album. And Bob Newhart was very, famous, very famous comedian back in the 60s period. He had a lot of hit shows. I mostly know him because he had the Bob Newhart show that I used to watch as a kid. And he appears in movies like Elf. Of course, he plays Papa, Elf, whatever. He has a very, what do you call it, very dry sense of humor or something. I don't know. He doesn't do a lot of facial expressions. He's not very uh, expressive. But yeah, he's somehow very funny. But I really like this album. I love his style. He has a very unique style of comedy. Of course, I love this old style because it's very. I'm more of a family-friendly comedy guy. I don't like the really raunchy comedy. I like family, clean comedy, I guess you call it. I like the clean comedians are my favorite. So um, this was really good because, of course, it's clean comedy. Um, yeah, 1961, probably the oldest album you have. I think you might be right. Yeah, I don't think I have anything older than. I don't have any albums from the 50s here, as far as my vinyl, at least. So yeah, this might be the oldest vinyl that I have. As you can see, it's pretty beat up. I bought it on Amazon, but I figured I didn't know if I could find it, and I went on Amazon and I found it. And I was like, I don't really care how good of shape it's in because it's from 1961, and I knew I wasn't going to find a new one. I mean, they're not making new vinyl from Bob Newhart, but I was glad I found an old version. Of course, it's very beat up. You can see, but I don't know, it kind of gives it character in a way. And there's this whole backside. It's kind of a funny thing written about it and all. Um, but the reason why I got this was because I was going through albums that won the Grammy Best Album of the Year, and you might be surprised to know, but this won the Grammy for Best Album of the Year. Yeah, one of like only two comedy albums. In fact, the first comedy album, one of only two that won Album of the Year. Yeah, a non-musical album winning Album of the Year at the Grammys. I mean, that never happens. You'll never see, Bill Burr or Louis C.K. win, Grammy Album of the Year, only in the comedy section, part of the Grammys. So I mean, it's obviously pretty huge if it won Grammy album of the year. Obviously it's very popular. So I was like, I need to check this out. It must have been a very popular album. And like I said, I do love good comedy specials. And back in the day, if you ever listen to somebody that likes comedy, they used to get around together around the record player and listen to comedy albums. A lot of the famous comedians would say that they listen to comedy albums. So it was a thing. I mean, obviously it's probably funner to watch it live or watch it on TV because you miss some of the comedy if you don't see their facial expressions. It's true, but you still get some of the comedy just by listening to it, especially with Bob Newhart. And I just want to say what makes him so unique is his comedy is it's not a joke comedy like set up the joke and then hit the punchline. Not that's like most comedians. He tells us he does this kind of a I don't know, story, but he sets up a situation. I guess it's almost like a skit. He sets up a situation, and then he kind of goes through where he's talking to somebody, but he can't hear that person talking, and so you get everything from the conversation from one side. It's like he's having a one-sided conversation, and you only hear his side, but somehow he makes it absolutely hilarious because from his reaction, you understand what the other person is saying. You can picture in mind, oh, I think I know what the other person's saying from how he's responding to it, and I don't know, it's absolutely hilarious for me. I like it. Um, some of the big ones, the USS Codfish, very funny, where he's the captain of the ship, USS Codfish, and he's talking on the megaphone or the PA system, and he's talking about things that are happening in the ship that's going wrong, and it's pretty funny. Uh, Driving instructor is pretty popular, where he's the driver instructor, and he's telling the person that's driving, he's like, okay, you wouldn't go down a one-way street, or so it's pretty funny. The cruise ship landing rehearsal is pretty good. um Abe Lincoln vs. Madison Avenue, very good. Anyways, but yeah, there's not that much really. It's a short album, like only 30 minutes maybe. Pretty quick album, but yeah, I know I talk a lot about it because I don't think anybody has this album but me. That's in the vinyl community, but man, I do like. I want to get some more albums like this from the '60s period. Some of those classic comedy albums. Since you like clean comedy, do you like Brian Regan? I love Brian Regan. He's one of my favorite comedians. Um, yeah, he's one that anytime he has something out, if he has usually on Netflix, I think he has specials out. Yeah, I always listen to him. He's absolutely hilarious. Like I said, clean comedian, great voices. He does a lot of funny voices, kind of, and uh, good observational comedy. Yeah, Brian Regan. I love to get his stuff. You can't. It's hard to find comedy albums. In fact, when I look them up, I don't know why they're just not readily available. I don't know. I might have to go to like an actual record store. Maybe they have a section of comedy albums. I would love to look at, because going on Amazon, it's really hard to find, especially newer ones, which I'm surprised. It's hard to find new uh, comedy albums even on CD, and there's so many great ones I would love to own. The next one is another comedy album, and this is The First Family by Von Meter, well, featuring Von Meter. Um, and there's, if you don't know, that's not JFK, but that's Von Meter. He's a stand-up comedian who does an impression of JFK, and so that's him there. He's pretending to be John F. Kennedy, who, well, came out in 1962. This won Grammy Album of the Year as well. That's why I got it, because when I looked up, who won Grammy Album of the Year, and I saw uh, Bob Newhart won in 61, and this won like in 62. I was like, wow, I never knew comedy albums won Album of the Year. That's just absolutely insane. That wasn't music albums. And it said it must be pretty funny if it won Album of the Year. So I checked it out. Yeah, I really love this album as well. Very funny album, and really good discovery. I've never heard of this album before. Didn't know anything about it. And then when I discovered that it won Album of the Year, I was like, I need to listen to this, and I really like it. And these are all the people that are on the album. That's playing, of course, John F. Kennedy's wife there, Jackie Kennedy, and then I think you guys' daughter's oldest daughter there, and some other people. Anyways, but the thing about this album, and there you can kind of see them doing the album there. They did it in front of like a live audience, and it's basically a bunch of skits. They basically wrote a bunch of skits dealing with and of course, called The First Family because it's about the president of the United States at the time. Of course, John F. Kennedy would get assassinated the very next year in 1963. So, unfortunately, Von Meter wasn't able to make a real big living out of these type of albums because the person he was impersonating just died, the next year. But this was huge. Like I said, it won Album of the Year. It sold a ton of records. I mean, this was very popular. Everybody had this in their home back in the day, early 60s. But anyways, what it is yeah, a bunch of, it's like a Saturday Night Live skits, but all deals with John F. Kennedy and the family. And they put him in kind of different funny situations. Uh, and so you almost kind of have to know a little bit of U.S. history maybe to kind of get some of the jokes. And I probably don't get all of them because I don't know that well 1962, politics as well. But they do different stuff. Like he pretends to have a like press conference with his family, and he's like having them raise their hands, and he's calling on them to ask questions, and they're asking like obscure questions. Uh, really good impressions though. But there's like one where they have an ambassador coming over. There's one where we're talking astronauts. Looks like one where they're having a party. But the very best one, the very funniest one, is the tour, where the actress who's playing Jackie Kennedy is giving. Because back in the day, if you don't know, there was a Jackie Kennedy did this whole thing where she showcased the White House. Of course, she decorated the White House. She was very big on decorating. And so she decorated the White House, and they brought the press in, which was like a first thing. Of course, this was when TV, was starting to become a really big thing. Obviously, 1960s, and she had the press come, and she kind of did a tour of the White House in real life, and that was like a big deal at the time. Of course, Jackie Kennedy was very beautiful, and everybody loved her. So they do kind of a kind of parody of that, where they have the actress playing Jack Kennedy doing like this fake like tour of the White House with the press, and I don't know how to describe it, but it's very very funny. She's because the way she's describing things, like she's like, and she says stuff like, this is the such room. Every room is usually named after like a president or something like that. But then she starts naming things after presidents, which is like, that's definitely not true. That's not, she's making things up. And maybe one of the funniest moments is as she's doing the tour, all of a sudden John F. Kennedy comes into it, and it turns out that he just got out of the shower and he's lost. He can't find his room, and I'm just kind of barely describing it. You have to listen to it to get the jokes, but I just say it's pretty funny anyways. But yeah, that's the best part is the tour. It's a pretty long part of it, but a lot of the skits are really short, and because there's like looks like there's 17 skits in here, and it's not a very long album. But anyways, I know I talked a lot about it, but like I said, it's charming too. There's something funny and charming about it that I really like. But yeah, I don't know. I recommend it. The First Family. Again, I don't think anybody else has that in their vinyl collection. I feel like I don't see anybody in the vinyl community with that in their collection, so I feel pretty happy I got that there. Brian is great. Love his stuff on School. Yeah, he's great. He has a lot of good comedy specials. I'd love to get them, but I don't think I can find them. All right, now we get into the 80s. We got Mr. Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down. And there he is, sitting. I mean, the only way you can sit cool in a chair. I mean, right? Sit backwards. And then I love this photo of him. I mean, he just looks so cool in that pink jacket. Just this was like original because this doesn't look new at all. So I just got this on Amazon. There's him down like a pole for some reason. Yeah, but I love Lionel Richie. Great vocals, smooth. I mean, he just has a smooth voice. And Can't Slow Down, I think it's my favorite record of his. It's a really good one, and it was huge. It was very popular. Sold a lot of records. It came out in 1983, the year I was born, which I'm going to be turned 40 here pretty soon in a week and a half. So it's old as me now. It's about 40 years old. Lastly, I've seen him. He's the judge on American Idol, so he's still doing that. He still does maybe concerts, and he still sounds pretty good. But yeah, this came out in 1983, the year I was born. But it won Album of the Year in 1985. So I don't know why it didn't win for 83 and it had to wait till 85. But anyways, so it was Album of the Year. Again, I've got some Grammy Album of the Years here. So it's really good. I mean, that's some of my favorite of the songs. And it's not that long. It's only like 8 songs or less on here, but All Night Long. I mean, come on, one of the great Lionel Richie's. Really fun to sing to. But Penny Lover is good. Stuck on You, great love song. Lionel Richie writes his own songs, and he's a great romantics, whatever love songs. He's a great at writing love songs, and Stuck on You is one of my favorite. And then it ends with Hello. I mean, that's my favorite Lionel Richie song of all time. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I mean, so dramatic. Absolutely love it. But yeah, definitely great, 80s kind of pop music, I would say. Again, I don't know if anybody has that on their collection. Maybe Briar does. Uh, but I don't see people talk about Lionel Richie enough in the vinyl community. All right, another Christmas album on my list, and this is the Best of Pentatonics Christmas. And there's the group there. Of course, know Pentatonics. They sing a cappella. Great voices, especially the girl. The girl is just amazing singer. I absolutely love her voice. But they not only do they harmonize the sound, they sing different parts of the song. They do beatboxing. One guy does kind of the bass of it. But man, they're the best. I mean, they gotta be the best acapella group of all time. I mean, I absolutely love the acapella work. You go on YouTube, so much good stuff. Not much of the gatefold. I guess it looks like a gift, maybe. But there's the songs there in the back. But it does got a Christmas. I love the Christmas kind of theme there. Let's see. It might be. Yeah, I think this is colored too, as well. There we got the green, which I love. It's the only one I got green on, but yeah, I love that color. Of course, it's supposed to be a kind of a Christmas themed um, disc, whatever, vinyl record. So love that. And man, they sound amazing. Like, and this is the best of. They basically make their living off of Christmas albums. I think they do all kinds of songs, of course, usually, but their Christmas music is definitely their most popular. And there's a bunch of different Christmas albums that are great that you could get. I saw this at Walmart, and this definitely has like all of my favorite Pentatonics Christmas songs on it. So I'm like, all right, this covers the bases, pretty much of what I want. Um, yeah, you start with Deck the Halls, Carol the Bells, God Only Knows, which is a Beach Boy song. I don't know what to doing here on a Christmas album, but still great. Good night, Abby. Thanks for watching. I know it's getting late. It's almost 11:30. I'm getting kind of towards the end of my collection here. Hallelujah. Again, I don't know if that's a Christmas song, but Hallelujah is an amazing song on here. Their vocals are just great. And then my favorite song was Mary Did You Know? Again, probably my favorite Christmas song. There's got my favorite version. I mean, you have to listen to Mary Did You Know about Pentatonics. That is an amazing song. The power in their voices. I mean, oh, so good. But yeah, so many good stuff. God Rescue Me, Gentleman, Little Drummer Boy, uh, When You Believe, great song. How Great Thou Art. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just amazing. Another one of my favorite Christmas albums. Yeah, bro, you got the vinyl on CD. Yeah, I figured you had it. You probably have every '80s album on CD. Is my guess, Brian. Um, yeah. Thanks for staying up. For anybody that's staying up with me, and hopefully some watch this. I kind of did this because I know Garrett wanted me to showcase, and boy, I almost went. I already went an hour and 23. I didn't think it would take me too long, so I don't have that many, but it's fun talking about music. Here's my newest vinyl, probably, and that's Equals by Ed Sheeran. Yeah, this is not. He had one that just came out this year called Subtract. This is the one right before that. It came out in 2021, maybe, or 2020. Yeah, something like that. It was pretty not too long ago, but love this cover. And again, I saw this at Walmart. I normally wouldn't get Ed Sheeran on vinyl. I do love Ed Sheeran. I probably normally would just get him on CD. But I saw his Walmart and I had to get it. Like, it's really good album, actually. One of my favorite of his albums. He only has like 5 albums out. Um, yeah, very excellent. Love the whole house design there. But yeah, not bad. I mean, the first 4 songs on here really good. Tides, Shivers, First Time's really great song. Probably my favorite on here. Um, Bad Habits, actually really good. But yeah, I recommend it. A lot of people don't like this album, I don't think, as much as I do. It's almost kind of an underrated album. And here's him. I like this. Pretty cool. And we got another clear disc there. So I love that. But yeah, I recommend it. His newest album, Subtract, I've listened to it once, and I don't know. I didn't really care for it that much. It has like maybe one really good song on there. I may have to give it some more listens, but I do love the cover of that, the yellow cover of Subtract. So, and I almost wonder if I should just get all of his on, because I do love his covers. Like the Divide cover is pretty cool as well, and I like that album too. Plus cover is not that great, but I do love that album. The Times album, I'm not as big a fan of. Let's see, Brian. It's 9:30 over here, so it's still early for me. All right. Yeah, you're 2 hours behind me. All right. Guess what we got? Another Christmas album. Another one of my favorites. Carrie Underwood, The Gift. And this is kind of like a special edition here. It says down here. Because this is a double album. So I don't know if it originally was a double album or if I got this special double album edition. Maybe, I hope so. Love this cover though. I mean, man, Carrie Underwood looks so good in that red dress. I mean, I love that train and everything and the bow there. And then the back, she's in a white dress. I mean, yeah, it looks great. Uh, then there she is again, Carrie Underwood. Not a big country fan, but I do like Carrie Underwood. I do. She has amazing voice. Another kind of like Kelly Clarkson, another American Idol winner. So love that. Yeah, great Christmas album. Definitely, like I said, if I have to recommend Christmas albums, I recommend that Celine Dion, Kelly Clarkson, this Carrie Underwood one. I want to get the Josh Groban one. I love Josh Groban as well. His Noel album is really good. And of course, Pentatonix Christmas album is great. Here's one of the sleeves here, again, here in the white dress. But I think, yeah, so we got another clear disc there. Maybe it's supposed to represent snow or something. I do love the Christmas albums I get usually do have usually have a color, and usually it's supposed to be a Christmas color. Like I love the red and the green. These one have clear. Who had red? Oh, the Kelly Clarkson one had the red ones. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, I should say again, just amazing songs on here if you like Christmas music, because she can just really belt it out. But Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee opens it up. Great. Oh, Come All You Faithful. Sweet Baby Jesus is a kind of an original. And it's an amazing song. It's one of my favorite songs now. Sweet Baby Jesus, talking about Jesus as a baby, and growing up and what he's going to do when he grows up and all that. Love that kind of music. Song called Hallelujah, but it's not the Hallelujah you think. It's a more of an original song that she does a duet with John Legend. And man, they sound so good together. Both have amazing voices. Really good duet. Hallelujah. Like, I love that song. It's one of my favorite Christmas songs now. She does Oh Holy Night. Almost everybody does Oh Holy Night. It's such a good song. She also does Mary Did You Know? Again, one of my favorite songs. Wendy Major, Silent Night, beautiful song. But yeah, amazing Christmas album. Again, love the cover of that one as well. Now, another Christmas album. This time it's a Charlie Brown Christmas by Vince Guaraldi Trio. Yeah, so this is the soundtrack to the see if I can read there, CBS television special. So if you don't know, that's my favorite Christmas special is the Charlie Brown Christmas. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Charlie Brown as a kid as well. This is kind of cool. I love you got the uh, gold cover there, and this is bumpy. You can feel it. You got Snoopy there on top of the Christmas tree. Yeah, so love that. This is kind of a special kind of edition of this because I think I've seen it before in a different cover, but this one I like because it's got the gold cover there. But yeah, I love the Christmas Charlie Brown Christmas. I would say I'm not like a huge fan of this as far as like the music is more jazzy. The Vince Guaraldo Trio or whatever is kind of a jazz band that they had do the soundtrack for the special. Like I said, I love the special, so I have a lot of nostalgia. So when I saw this again, I saw this at Walmart. I was like, this last Christmas, I think. I was like, I gotta get this because I have such a fan of the show, that special. Anyways, But and there's a couple of songs that are just iconic Christmas songs now. Linus and Lucy, that's the big one. Absolutely love that song. That's a dun 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 dun. Oh, so good. The piano on that is so good. Da, 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 da. I mean, man, great piano playing there. And the Christmas Time Is Here instrumental, and then there's a vocal. Love that. Really nice song there. Heart the Herald Angel Sings. The Christmas song, Green Sleeves. Yeah, there's some good stuff here. They're pretty long. I think there's a couple that are, well, maybe not too bad, but uh, sometimes they go a little bit long, I feel like, because I'm not a big jazz guy. But I love this. Might be my favorite vinyl, actually. It's this kind of marble red vinyl. Yeah, I love this vinyl. Uh, that might be my favorite color. I mean, vinyl that I got. So yeah, it's still. I feel like I had to get this if you like Christmas music. It's a classic. All right, Briar. Yeah, gotta love Peanuts. Good stuff there. Next one, I'm getting to some Who, and this is Tommy, another rock opera. Probably my second favorite behind Jesus Christ Superstar that I've got. Um, and this is another one that Garrett bought me. It's very generous. Garrett bought me this. I said this is my second favorite Who album. In fact, there's the inner sleeve there. You see, this is the original that Garrett bought me because it's a little beat up, but again, gives it some character. You know, you're getting the original pressing, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I remember my dad telling me about this album when I was a kid, and I was like, couldn't believe him. Like, what? It's such a strange story. And I was like, I didn't know what a rock opera was. I remember he's telling me about rock opera. I'm like, what is a rock opera? And then my dad had the CD this because he wanted to, I think, show me it. And he played this, and it was like, blew me away. I was like, I've never heard anything like this before. Like, I absolutely loved it. And I used to listen to that CD quite a bit, along with Jesus. We also had Jesus Christ Superstar on CD. I used to listen to those two quite a bit. I loved both rock operas. I love the instrumentations. Love the rock guitar in there. Uh, it's the Who, but yet it's the Who, and you got these instrumental periods. I usually don't like instrumentals, but it's so good on here. I like what they do. Uh, yeah, so much good stuff on here. Pinball Wizard's always been my favorite song from here, though. Gosh, it's got three gate. It's a tri gatefold or whatever. um, but some beautiful music. I think it's Roger Daughtry's probably best vocal work. I think on the album. I absolutely love. Well, Who's Next is really great as well. But I love what he does on here. But even the overture, I really love the overture. Going into It's a Boy. It's just fantastic way to open the album. But it's about a guy named Tommy who sees his like father, I think maybe kill somebody, and then they tell him that he didn't see it, as like say, you didn't see anything, and the traumatic experiences causes him to be deaf, blind, and dumb, so he can't see, hear, or speak. And so then he grows up that way, even though he really can, he psychologically can't. And so the family's trying to figure out what's wrong with Tommy. How can we cure Tommy of all of this, And while he's doing that, he's also great at pinball for some reason, even though it doesn't make any sense. How is somebody who can't see and hear be really good at pinball, anyways? Which is an interesting idea. And anyways, but I love Pinball Wizard. That's a really great song off here. But then eventually he does get cured because he stares at himself in the mirror, and then they break the mirror, and that cures him, and all of a sudden he can speak and hear and all this, and then he becomes like a cult figure, and everybody kind of almost worships him like a god or something, and so he kind of starts his own cult basically, but then he wants everybody to be blind and deaf basically, and then they're like, no, we don't want that, and so then they kind of attack him, or they anyways, and so it ends with him, See me, hear me, feel me. You know the whole thing. Touch me. Uh, Great song at the end there. Real dramatic. But a lot of good stuff here. Um, Christmas is great. Cousin Kevin, who bullies him, terrible, but it's a really good song. Acid Queen, uh, Pinball Wizard, like I said. Go to the Mirror Boy. Tommy, can you hear me? As I know Garrett says in the comments here, that's a big one. Tommy, can you hear me? And Sensations, great. I'm free. We're not going to take it. Great ending to it, but yeah, really great rock opera. You gotta check it out from The Who. Tommy. All right, I only have a couple left, so I'm almost done here. Hey, man, cinema reviews. Cool. Glad to see you here. Christmas Time is Here is one of my favorite pieces of music ever. Yeah. Christmas Time's Here. Such a good, I mean, that's, yeah. I grew up, of course, hearing that on the radio during Christmas time. I used to always listen to Christmas music on the radio. Yeah. When you hear that, it's like, yeah, it's definitely Christmas season. I don't have any Bee Gees. Yeah. Maybe I need to listen to some more Bee Gees. I like some Bee Gees stuff. They have some good stuff. Some of the early stuff, of course. Saturday Night Fever is a huge album. I need to check out at some point. Yeah. Tommy, can you hear me? Whose wise idea was it to cure kids' sickness with acid? Yeah. Well, that's Acid Queen. Oh, gosh. They do some. My only problem with Tommy is there's some pretty disturbing stuff that happens in the music and the story to Tommy that I don't like. He gets bullied. Yeah, give him acid. There's some terrible stuff there. Some abuse going on there. The 60s were wild times. Yes. I think they were probably doing drugs. My guess is Pete Townsend was doing drugs when he wrote the music to this musical. But yeah, I didn't even mention Uncle Ernie. Yeah, that's the worst. Uncle Ernie's absolute worst. Don't even like that song or listen to that song. We'll go from that to my favorite Who album, which is Who's Next. I mean, again, it's like if you collect vinyl, you gotta have Who's Next. My favorite, like I said, this is I got two of them here and here, and they say, why do I have two of them? Well, I bought this one because I obviously Who's Next is one of my favorite albums of all time, and so I was like, I have to have this on vinyl. So I bought it. Well, Garrett bought me this. This is like a new. I don't know if I might have got Walmart or I bought on Amazon. I can't remember. But Garrett, this is like original pressing that Garrett bought me. So you can kind of tell it's a little more older looking than this one. Not shiny, I guess. But anyway, so he got me this. But he didn't know I bought it already. And I didn't know he was buying this for me. So I happened to buy it and him buy it for me at the same time. So I got two versions. Or I got two out of these albums. That's it. I'm trying to think if there's a difference. I see in this one there's a MCA Records on this one, not on this one. But yeah, and there's the back. I think they're mostly similar. But anyways, but yeah, again, thanks a lot to Garrett for buying me another Who's album and helping me with that because he knows I really like that album. I mean, it starts and ends with it's the best closer ender to any album. Baba O'Reilly, great opener, probably my second favorite Who song of all time. Bargain's a great rock song. I mean, every song is really good on here. Love Ain't for Keeping, Song Is Over. It's a more. I feel like this album has a little more ballads on it. Most of Who stuff I feel like is more just straight rock and roll, but this has The Song Is Over, Getting in Tune. I feel like more ballad type songs. Behind Blue Eyes is kind of half of a ballad, half a rock song. Really great one. And then you end with, I think, the greatest rock song of all time, Won't Get Fooled Again. 8-minute and 30-second epic rock song. I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. I listened to that so much and just I get so much out of it because you can just listen to the guitar playing and go, man, this is some great guitar playing. You listen to the bass and you're like, this is some of the best bass playing I've ever heard. You listen to the drums, you're like, this is some of the best drumming. I mean, all three of them, and then Roger Daughtry's great vocals as well. And then you got that synthesizer middle part, just so great. And then you kick back in with those drums, and then the greatest scream of all time. I mean, and then you got the great that closer, the bump, 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 and of course you can picture Pete doing the windmill. Like I love that. But yeah, it's one of the greatest albums of all time. Who's next? All right, got one more album left, and I'll be done. I guess it took me an hour and 40 minutes. I didn't think it'd take me that long to get there, but thank you to everybody for watching this late, almost midnight here in Kansas. So I'll be going to bed before too long, but hopefully Briar's here and you'll like this. I've showed it before, but I have Queen, A Day at the Races, last album on my list here. This is their, I think, fourth album. I know Briar just got he got this in A Night at the Opera, I believe on vinyl, maybe, or maybe not this, but I know he got A Night at the Opera on vinyl recently, which I need to get. I need to get that one for sure. But I love that. You got the band there. Good old Freddie Mercury, Brian May. Yeah, I mean, like this is my second favorite Queen album, actually. Yeah, absolutely love this album. And let's see, Queen. I've heard of them. Yes. I figured you have. Queen is a band like I've always been a fan of. Obviously, Bohemian Rhapsody is like my favorite Queen song since I watched Wayne's World when I was a kid. And yeah, Freddie Mercury, absolutely amazing singer. Brian May, amazing guitar player. I mean, yeah, I know all their big hits. You know, growing up, I listened on the radio and been a fan, but I never really listened to their albums before. And then we did we did a Queen top 10 favorite Queen songs on Briar's channel. In fact, me, Briar, and Adam, I think it was, we did a top 10. And at the same time, I was doing a contest, and one of the prizes was you got to name a band or artist that I do a deep dive on, where I listen to all their records and I do a whole video on the artist, and also do a top 10 favorite songs. And the person that won it named Queen. They wanted me to do Queen, and so I was like, wow, here I got this top 10 with Briar and Adam, plus now someone wants me to do deep dive. So man, I got hit with Queen all of a sudden. Like, oh man, somebody really wants me to listen to Queen and really get into them. So I went through all their albums on Spotify, and I kind of was like, wow, these albums, because I heard a lot of people say they're not an album band, they're a singles band. Like they don't have good albums, but they just have really good hit singles. And so I kind of thought I'd go through and be like, these, like, I like Queen, but their albums aren't very good. But man, I totally disagree with that. They have a lot of they have like 5 or 6 like really great albums, I think, in their discography. Briar would probably say they have, whatever, 12 or 13 or 15 great albums. I won't say that far, but they do have some great albums like this one, Night at the Opera. Absolutely love. Jazz, New World Record, not New World Record, New World. Now I'm forgetting what it's called. I know Brian will correct me. What is The Game? I think is really good. Yeah, so those are really good albums there. But yeah, now I'm like a huge Queen fan. Like I'm because I've been going through Queen so much lately that I kind of came around going, oh man, like Queen is maybe my second favorite band, right behind the Beatles. Beatles are always going to be number one, but I think Queen maybe, like I said, I love Led Zeppelin, love the Who, love the Eagles. There's some bands like that, but Queen is kind of jumped ahead of everybody into number 2 spot right now. Again, I need to listen to some other stuff, and who knows? But right now, I probably say Queen is probably my second favorite band now because it's absolutely amazing. But yeah, again, this is a great album. You Take My Breath Away, really good. News of the World, sorry. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, I knew I got that wrong. News of the World, really good album as well. But You Take My Breath Away, great song. It's not the Police song, but it's a good one. Long Away is a great song. Somebody to Love, I mean, one of the greatest songs of all time. Absolutely love Somebody to Love. It's the highlight of this whole album, probably the best song on this album. I love T. Toretta, "Let Us Cling Together." It's kind of obscure song maybe, but it's a really good one. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, Freddie Mercury's vocals are absolutely amazing. Brian May's guitar playing. I mean, yeah, it's to me this is like the period where the Queen were some of the best of all time. Like I said, they made so many great albums around this period in the late '70s. I want to say. But here's the inner sleeve. There's the band. But again, I got this at Walmart, and this is another new one. This is orange. So now I got an orange disc here with. Again, every time I buy something from Walmart, I feel like it's always some kind of special cover, colored disc, which I love. So I don't know if you buy this anywhere else, you won't get the colored one like you, Briar. But anyways, but yeah, there's Queen. Definitely need to get some more Queen albums. So that's the end of my albums there. I know I just got some new people here. Let's see, Norin. Hey, Norin, how's it going? Yeah, late night for me. I know you're like an hour behind me. Bust out your drinks. Yeah, I need a drink. I'm kind of getting my throat's starting to get a little raspy here. I forgot to have a drink beside me. I didn't know if anybody would be here because it's so late at night. But yeah, hey, yeah, sweet. Yeah, it's kind of cool orange color. So I've got one that's like red. I got this marbled red one. Got green. I don't know if I got any blue. I didn't see any blue there, but got a lot of clear, like white, clear colored ones. In fact, than that orange one. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Yeah. So, anyways, uh, yeah. So that's all my records. Hopefully, yeah, you saw. That's what I've got. I know a lot of other people have got hundreds of vinyl. I only have like 30 some vinyl. So, but I'm definitely continuing to build that. And maybe another live stream, I'll do my CDs. So I also have like 30 some CDs as well. So I can showcase what I got there. So I don't have what albums I don't have here. I have some other ones are in CD form as well. Um, hey AJ, how's it going? Yeah, I know AJ. I always see you up late at night. It feels like I always get a video from AJ. I'm like, man, is AJ up like really late at night? Really great collector. Um, yeah. So sorry you guys are coming in and I'm just finishing up the video. I just kind of did this impromptu. I don't know. I thought it'd be fun to kind of look at what vinyl I have, showcase it to everybody. And I think I got a couple interesting ones. I got some comedy. I got a lot of Christmas albums. So I feel like I got somewhat of a unique collection there. Um, oh, okay. Where are you from, AJ? It's 6 a.m. here. Oh, you're from England. Yeah. So yeah, of course, it's late for me, but you're in England, so yeah, it's like early morning for you, and I'm gonna go to bed here. It's almost midnight, so yeah, you guys are starting your day, and I'm gonna be going to bed. Of course, yeah, yeah. Looking for CDs. Yeah, I'll do the CDs before too long. Probably do another live stream like this, maybe. Just chilling out and having fun, showing music and talking about music anyway. So, but yeah, so I know some of you just got here, but yeah, it's about midnight, so I'll probably be going to bed here. And yeah, thank you for watching this and uh, commenting. I loved hearing your comments and talking to you guys about music. A lot of great friends I've made here in the channel and the vinyl community. Some of you are movie people, maybe as well. Yeah, maybe like music, but anyways, yeah. So thank you, everybody. Hope everybody has a good night. Yep. Good night, Norn. Sorry you just got here. I'll talk to you more, Norn, at a later date. Hopefully, I get to talk to you guys on my birthday. I'm hoping to have you guys on. So yeah, have a good night, and I'll see you later.